Hello Gemini. I'm doing things a little different this time. Gonna get some sound healing happening first and foremost, just to clear the energy, clear the air a bit. Gemini. Singing your name, Gemini. We're gonna start off with the Enchanted Map Oracle card. I'm gonna pull one of these. Well, it wants to pull two, so you know what? We're pulling two. We've got compass and making a choice. Maybe you're needing direction on a choice that you have to make. You've got two options. They both look interesting. Like this one seems it's a butterfly's coming out, very transformative, and this one just seems like pure bliss. This one's just little light bugs are coming out of there. So there's definitely not a wrong choice. But it seems like maybe you're needing some guidance. Maybe you're looking for a direction. And this is actually, I just want to say, this is pointing at the Aquarius symbol. I don't know if that's significant to you. But interesting. Having two cards there. And then I'm going to pull one from the Sacred Traveler Oracle card deck. So what energy is Gemini in? Obviously, they're making a choice and needing direction. What energy, what guidance energy is Gemini in as a sacred traveler? I want this one. Wise leader, you are a beacon for others. Ooh. I like that. So maybe you feel like you're helping guide people, especially with it pointing at Aquarius. That makes sense because Aquarius is about collective and is very collective kind of energy. So maybe you feel like you're having to make a choice for the collective, for not just yourself, for others as well. And maybe you feel like your choice will affect many people. It's powerful. Okay, I'm using the Grimalkin Tarot, and I'm gonna pull 3 cards for your energy. I'm thinking that the way the cards have been coming out is very past, present, future kind of energy. I'm just gonna go with how it comes out, but that's definitely how it's been coming out lately. So let's see if yours does too. Can we get cards for Gemini and the choice they're making for the collective? Can we get more cards on the choice that Gemini is making for the collective? Three cards. 2 more cards, please. That's more than 2. Lots of energy for Gemini. Lots of energy for Gemini right now. I'm feeling it. Ooh, okay. That's what I'm looking for. Ooh, the Magician at the bottom. Just want to point that out because that's a very creative energy. Okay. So, the first card that you have is the 4 of Swords. Which is very much about resting, obviously, relaxing, and healing. It's a very healing card. There's these 3 swords, which it comes after the 3 of Swords, which is a heartbreak card. So maybe there was a heartbreak and you're healing on that. You got that one sword under you, that one idea that you're resting with and spending time with to heal. And then maybe once, it almost seems like the same cat, but like once you've rested on that sword, maybe it's kind of inspiring you to go for what you are thinking about, what you've been thinking about in this resting position. You're just like, okay, let's do it. You're just not even thinking twice. You're just going for it. And then we have the Hierophant. The Hierophant is a card of learning, a card of commitment. I love the Hierophant card. It's Taurus energy, which I just did the Taurus reading, and they had a really interesting reading. They also had the Knight of Swords, talking about that kind of energy and how it affected them. But the Hierophant, it's very, like, it caught this mouse that has the key. So kind of seems like you are a wise leader based on this reading that I'm seeing. Like, maybe you were unsure, but you were resting and taking time for this one idea that really, usually the Knight of Swords is like, you're not thinking about something, you're just going for it. But maybe you rested on that idea so long that you're just like, I'm gonna go for it. This is a good idea. And you got that mouse. Like I was saying earlier with Taurus, like he's attacking a bird on a horse's head that the horse could lift its head and knock him off. But, he doesn't have a bird, but he's got a mouse. He's caught what he was trying to catch. And it's got the key. So you're making the right choice. It looks like you're making the right choice there. Yeah, I love that. Okay. And you had the Magician at the bottom. I also wanted to remind you that you had the Magician at the bottom, and that's like, you can create whatever you want. You have everything you need. You can create whatever you want. So you're in some good energies right now. Okay, I want to clarify the Four of Swords. One card to clarify the Four of Swords. What idea have you been sitting on? What are you resting with to heal? What are you healing? I want this one. Nine of Swords. Something that has given you nightmares. Something that's kept you up at night. Something that has really just given you a lot of turmoil. You're healing that pain. Wow. Something that really stressed you out. You're healing that stress. Like you're taking time away from that stress and all that mental energy and just resting, just not allowing that stress to keep you up at night, because it's the nightmare card that keeps you up at night, but he's sleeping. So it seems like you were feeling this, but you're just like, I'm just going to go to sleep. I'm just going to rest on this sword instead of thinking about these swords that might stab me. You rested on the sword and are allowing that. Yeah, it looks like it might stab his foot. It's poking his foot now, but it's inspiring. It's got him going where he needs to go. All right, can I get a clarification for this Nine of Swords? Where are you going? What idea has got you just ready to go, like in the right direction too, it seems like. There we go. Ooh. The Moon. So maybe you embraced that, really, you embraced the emotional aspect of things. You embrace that depth of your emotions. And it's got the light and the dark, so it's like you've kind of accepted that darkness, those things that kept you up. You just kind of were like, all right, I'm gonna sleep on it. And you weren't scared of it anymore. I mean, the moon can be about secrets too. So Was there like a secret, something that you couldn't tell others that's just really getting you going in a certain direction? Wow. The moon. I love that. So it's like your emotions. You've been so in your mind. There's a lot of swords energy, just like with the last reading. A lot of swords energy that you've been so caught up in. It's like you healed that and went into the emotion, the core of the emotions. This is a very Cancer, Pisces kind of card. You went into that core of the emotions, and once you were able to be in that, it's like your ideas are like, okay, now we're going for it. It's like finding you're kind of, yeah, like your emotions are driving you. The deepest depth of your emotions are driving you to, oh my gosh, to go for what you want, for this idea that you've been sleeping on. Yeah, you've been sleeping on it. It's a secret. There's something that you've been secretly healing in your emotions that is now driving you to the Hierophant, which is, this cat is finding this key, and he's learning and finding the key. He's committed to what he needs to do. Clarifying that is the Ten of Swords, more swords energy, which I was going to mention the Ten of Swords, but I didn't, because, with the Nine of Swords, I was thinking about how after the Nine of Swords is the Ten of Swords, which is about things being dead, done, over with. You're walking away. And this is a very positive depiction of the Ten of Swords energy. She is walking away from all these ideas that don't serve her. And I was thinking about it because he's sleeping on that one sword. So it's like you're so caught up in this Nine of Swords mental energy that, okay, you've got one sword and you're resting on it. And that's like the Ten of Swords to me, because you've got the one sword, which is like, okay, I'm sleeping on it. So you're choosing to walk, you're choosing to let go. You're letting go of the mental energy. It's killed you to the point that you just felt like you had drowned. But that was a good thing, because it showed you where you didn't want to be, which shows you, okay, if I don't want to be here, I'm going here, which is towards the Hierophant energy. That is freaking awesome. Freaking awesome. Eight of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Very much working on what you're building. Okay, and then I want to pull a little bit of guidance for this. Wow, too much. Oh goodness. Too much. Lots of nines. Okay. Gonna try again. Let's see, we're pretty far in this, so I just want to pull. I think I want to pull guidance for this moon energy. Like, what can guide you? I'm just guidance for this depth of emotions that you're experiencing. Four of Materials. So maybe you're holding on really tightly to something that you saw value in. Like, maybe you created something with someone and then you were holding on so tightly that it got you too emotional, too in your feelings. Yeah, and with the whole wise leader, trying to bring it back to these, if you are looking for guidance, for a compass, for guidance for making a choice for the collective, for others, maybe that was the problem. Maybe you felt like you had so much responsibility to others that, because like this one, with this card, there's a cat in the background. Like, hey, are you sharing that? Are you sharing that mouse? And he's like, no, this mouse has the key. I'm not going to share this key. I'm walking away. I'm letting go of these ideas. So maybe you're kind of taking a step back from, like, you are a beacon for others, but maybe that's because you decided to take a step away and keep that mouse for yourself and to, you know, rest. Like you had to rest because you had a heartbreak. You know, there was a heartbreak before the Four of Swords, and there's a lot of pain that came with that. And so you rested and went into your emotions and realized maybe you're holding on too tight to what you created with other people. So you decided, I've just got to learn on my own and not allow these, just kind of let these ideas die in me that I have to be a certain way for other people, because it's only really gotten you to a place that's been painful for you. Okay, and then for the last card, I'm going to pull guidance from the universe from the Threads of Fate Oracle deck. Can I get some guidance for Gemini in this journey of letting go, of not worrying about what you create with others and finding your own key to your commitment to your learning? This is also a card of traditions, generally. And it's kind of like walking away from traditions, like letting the traditions die. Letting the idea of what a tradition should be a part of the past, because you're creating your own traditions. Okay. This one. Trust with death at the bottom. Wow. Okay. The universe is telling you to trust. And there are two moths, which is also very kind of death energy. So transforming your way of trusting. Maybe you didn't trust people. Maybe you felt like you just had too much burden of helping others. There was just a lot there's a lot to do. If you feel like your choice is going to be guidance for the collective, for other people, and you feel like, that you're having to be this wise leader, all you really can do is just trust that you're going to make the right choice. Even if it is for others, even if you're making a choice because you think that someone else wants it, you're still trusting that that's the right choice. Even if you're making a choice for yourself and you feel like you're betraying others, or it's really giving you turmoil because you don't want to let others down, trust it. Trust that there's still that connection between the two. That is beautiful. And it's funny because with the trust, there's the butterfly or moth. It could be a moth coming out of this door because it is nighttime there. So it's likely a moth coming out of this door. Trust. This may seem like, this is a bright, happy option. This may seem like maybe it's not the best option, but it's purple energy too. It's transformative. It's healing. Wow, that's just amazing that the death card and the trust card came out. And it's kind of like, even if you go down this path, where it may seem, because there's two coming out of here, and then there's one coming out of here. Even if you do go down this path of the self, of putting the self first, you're still helping the collective. Either way is a good option, and you're just trusting that. And this is a very Gemini energy too, in general. I guess both of them in a way, just the two energies. Like Gemini is very multifaceted, just like a gemstone. And it's, you know, it's like the mirror, the two. Oh, that is a powerful reading. And I did also want to say because Gemini, I think about the air signs as like, Gemini is the two. They're the twins. It's the one and the other. You're one or the other. And then if you go to Libra, the next air sign, it's balance. You're kind of in the middle. It's kind of weighing the two out. And that kind of makes me think like you're trying to figure out your balance maybe between the two. But you know what? Aquarius energy is basically, it's the whole, gosh, sometimes I have a hard time explaining this, but Aquarius energy is very much more of the vibration of it all, the vibrational aspect of it all. So it's kind of saying, yeah, there may be two and there's the balance, but like kind of having, it's both the two and the balance. It's like the whole shebang. So it's like accepting both as a possibility. I don't know. Maybe I went on a tangent on that one, but this is just, you know, okay, maybe this will help. So Gemini is like this door or this door. Libra is like, okay, this is the path. I have to make a decision. And Aquarius is this. It's the split. It's splitting between this balanced energy and deciding on which path you're going to take, into one or the other. Because Gemini is both. Gemini is both at the same time. Libra is the middle of the two, between the two, and Aquarius is one or the other. Which one? One or the other. Okay, well, that was an interesting reading. If you want a personal reading from me, you can email me. If you want a channeled reading from me, you can email me. That'll be in the description below. And I have enjoyed this reading very much for you today. Hopefully it resonated. Maybe it didn't. Maybe it did. Either way, love you guys. See ya.